Everybody remembers their first time. The box flickering and shining in the warmth of a winter's night, Saturday night. A footprint on your heart, on the raw matter of who you are as a Canadian. Hockey night in Canada. You knew these words.
Saturday night was always hockey night.
Saturday nights were pretty much the same. When I was a little kid, it was Tommy Hunter into hockey night in Canada.
It was Foster Hewitt. It was thrilling.
Watching hockey with my dad and having to go to bed after the first period and listening from up top of the stairs.
And I could, barely could stay up past 8:30. I always tell my dad, I'll be all right.
By Monday morning, I had a new Ken Dryden save ready to do down by the fish plant in Petty Harbour.
On Saturdays there was freedom, no school, no homework, no responsibilities. Just a game and the cheering from arenas in cities you'd heard of but had never visited.
In the 70s, the Philadelphia Flyers ruled my universe. I just loved it. The Broad Street Bullies, I just was...
I talk to my little brother every day and we talk about the Bruins.
I'm a die-hard Gaineyite. I was Bob Gainey was my dad's hero.
I can remember sitting at home watching the Stanley Cup.
Being a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I would admire them and save all the newspaper articles that come out on them.
When I had to console my little brother, the too many men in the ice penalty, and he was crying in bed, my dad had sent us to bed.
Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur. Oh!
Pat wouldn't stop crying, and he said, "Why, Gord? Why?"
I remember getting Keon's autograph, and I remember staring at him. I think he said something to me, and I couldn't even speak. I was just going.
Time passed and you grew older, and there was lots you forgot about your young life, but one thing you did not forget was the taste and feeling and sound of those Saturday nights.
The people that, it reminds them when they're small, and the silence, the quiet of winter nights.
And you go play on the outdoor rink for the whole afternoon. You come in for a bite to eat and you just knew that 8 o'clock hockey night in Canada started.
If I'm in a hockey rink, like watching a live game, and I don't hear anybody else doing the play-by-play, Bob Cole's in my head.
Yager comes in, makes a good move to turn back. Hit Mario Lemieux gets a goal!
I'm not going to lie to you, I am a little in love with you.
Have I got it in 30 seconds?
No.
No, I don't care. Hey, like me, go down blazing.
Yeah, he's opinionated. It's his job to be opinionated. It's his job to make us all, yell and scream and talk.
Feel the crowd out there. Do you hear the buzz?
Like guys like Foster Hewitt and Danny Gallivan and Bob Cole, they were sort of the architects of delivering a message to every household.
Painting a childhood tableau you would carry with you evermore.
One day I'd love to play in NHL, there's no doubt about that, and I don't know how I'm going to get there yet.
I play defense myself, and I like to watch all the defensemen. I like to watch Tim Horton for Toronto, and I really think a lot of Terry Harper in Montreal.
In this way, Saturday nights help us walk in the footsteps of those who came before.
They're like superheroes because they're in equipment, they're giant, and when they hit the boards shake.
It hits something really deep and tribal.
It's certainly something buried deep there. There's hockey buried deep in all of us, I think.
Boy, I have a hard time talking about it without getting emotional.
We're all, winter fighters. We all have to either go face into it or try to avoid it.
You traveled the country and you were amazed by its size, its disparity of places and people. And then, on some lonely stretch of the Yellowhead or standing at Cape Spear or on the shores of Frobisher Bay, you understood the impact of those Saturday nights. The gesture of Canadians viewing at once as a way of tying empty places in big cities together.
I remember the very first night we played on Hockey Night in Canada. The trainers came in and everybody had new laces, and I remember thinking, why has everybody got new laces tonight? And they said, well, we're on Hockey Night in Canada, we got to look like professional hockey players.
You do the interview after the game, and it was, they'd always be passing out the little white towel, and it was always a nice little treat that, you threw it in your bag, and you just remembered, back to growing up, what it was like to be watching, and all of a sudden, now you're one of the guys, and it's a pretty cool, surreal experience.
In a young country still establishing our rituals and traditions, our rites and passages, Hockey Night in Canada was among the first. Saturday night, it was ours. It is ours.
the beauty of the game.
Wow. Tim Thompson put that together. Petty Victories is the name of the band. Colleen in the band, I know your grandma's never seen you play, and so this little snippet on Hockey Night in Canada will be a treat for her out west. And Dave Bidini, you know, the Quintillion, long before your time, PJ, there was a gentleman born in Spain, a Roman speaker who had this philosophy, the height of art is to conceal art. And it took an artist like Dave Bidini to do justice. So it's nice. 60th anniversary of Hockey Night in Canada is underway, and we're getting ready for the Habs and the Leafs.